Hey guys, Redhawk453, also known as Wolf.Byte Music. I just went to go see It Chapter 2 tonight, and I wanted to provide some non-spoiler thoughts. At least I'm going to try to make it as non-spoiler as possible. Just on a few things that I noticed and or thought about it, just anything like that. So without further ado, I'm gonna get back into it, or get into it. I'm not gonna go into Easter eggs. I just really pretty much want to start by saying that this movie was way better than anything I could have ever imagined it would be. Um, I went in with an open mind for the first movie last year when it came out, and honestly, when I did, it ended up being something I found enjoyable. And I know that a lot of people said that it wasn't that great, but I really think that the reason that people were saying that the movie wasn't that great was mainly because there were times, most of the stuff in the movie wasn't so much that it was scary. It just seemed like more of a startup. For me, it was scary in some parts, but it was mainly just surprising to see what they took this technology we can do today and made with it. Um, um, and this movie was like 10 times better than the first one. And I have two theories you know, on the first movie not being quite as good as the second, even though it was still a really good movie to me, and I have all the love in the world for the entire story of it. Um, and I just wanted to say that, so like, I just wanted to tell you guys, like, what I think about it, uh, and that's that the first theory is, sorry, I messed up on that. But my first, like, I wasn't sure where I was going with that. But anyways, my first theory was that they kind of intended to just slowly, like in their own way, kind of slowly build up to the many different things that they included in chapter two. Um, my other one is that they were all trying really hard and they did a really good job, but they might have found some things that they wanted to kind of improve or work on, and they applied it to this movie. Um, with that being said, it's one of those things where, like, there were so much more there were so many more things in the first movie that people didn't really give credit to, like how Bill Skarsgård got himself into the role. um I've watched a lot of behind the scenes things, interviews, seen a lot of pictures of behind the scenes and stuff like that, and all of it was just really informative, and it got me to know a lot about the movie. Like, I could name a few facts. All the drool in the first movie is all from Bill himself. There's no fake drool. It's all him, as well as that little eye thing. There was an interview he was actually in where he's like, and I just have a lazy eye and just make it go, and he's like going like this, and on cue, like, it's his eye is following, and it was crazy to find out that he was able to pull off something like that. um but at the same time, so like, yeah, but at the same time, there's other things like how he got himself into the role. I'm gonna list a few facts about the first one real quick. One of them is that the kids talk about in an interview that um, that he went to get himself all psych or all prepared for this role. He was like, blah, like, just doing crazy things to like get himself really like psychotic, and which is good because they wanted to add a more animalistic side to him, like he's just playing with them. But it became more serious in chapter 2 because now that we're introduced to this psychotic animal, it just showed a more sinister and cruel side that you were just astonished that some creature could be that evil. And it was just phenomenal how they developed the character. Another fact is that Bill Skarsgård power read through the entire book in 10 days, just like just to make sure that he got the character right. And him and Andy Muschietti, sorry, um, had agreed upon what they both thought Pennywise should be, and it came out phenomenal. The first movie was really good, uh, but I'm not going to talk too much about that because this is a review about the second movie now. I also have started reading the book a little bit. I have not read a whole lot into it. I kind of stopped, but I want to get back into it. But in the book, there's a character named Adrian Mellon, and this isn't a spoiler because of the fact that we all know that Adrian Mellon is in the movie. If you don't, then you just haven't really gotten to see that he was casted as there was a character or an actor casted to be him and everything like that. But I'm not going to say what they changed, but I did notice a few things that were changed within the movie, or things that were just seemed like little Easter eggs. And though I missed a lot of things, I was just surprised to notice a few of those things in the first time watching it. But I knew about a lot of things that were going to happen. I just did not know how crazy they were going to be. If you guys like this video, then I will make a more spoilers edition for those who have seen the movie, or those who just aren't bothered by spoilers, just so I can kind of go into more detail about it. It's phenomenal. It was crazy, and it was a beautiful ending to probably one of the best movies I have ever watched. It's hard to say that though, because I've seen a lot of movies and I love a lot of movies, and there's different places in my heart for things like that. One of my favorite things has been it, and the whole concept of the story, and everything I've learned, and I've really found myself to enjoy everything about it. And it's just, they improved so much in this movie. I definitely recommend you guys go see it. They still kept very well the actors. As I said they, but I should be more specific. The actors who played the adult Losers Club had pulled off the role of the grown-up Losers Club so well that my brain tricked me for a second and said that, just kept telling, I kept thinking that all the actors looked really, really close to what the kids looked like, which was phenomenal. And at the same time, they acted just like them, so it's almost as if you were really watching those kids grown up and now they're acting in the movie. It's almost as if you actually saw them grow up, and it was amazing to see that with all the, I almost like comma, I've been talking on voice to text for a while, sorry about that. And I'm posting this video with all the flaws and everything because I just want it to be a complete, pure thought of like what I was thinking. And anyways, so they pulled off that role so well, with this being Bill Hader, the guy who played Richie Tozier as an adult. It was his first horror film. Like, with that being said, he pulled it off phenomenally. I felt what he felt when things happened. I could see that he pulled it off really well, and it was just the most incredible thing to see someone who's usually in a different area of acting pulled off the first time they ever did something that well. And like I like that they brought back some things, but they also changed some things, and the whole movie was just phenomenal. Like I couldn't even keep describing things about it. Like I'm not sure a huge amount what to say. I keep thinking though about how about this fun fact right here is that the child actors for Beverly Marsh and Richie Tozier got to name their adult counterparts, and it was really amazing to see that even though those were they were that well to see that Andy Muschietti took that into consideration and he casted them and they did just the most perfect job, and it was just the whole movie was just crazy. I definitely recommend that if you're thinking about seeing it or you think it might look good but you're still a little iffy, that you go and see it. It is a bit extensive with 2 hours and 50 minutes on its belt, but it's really worth it. I stayed through the whole movie in there, and it was just, it was worth the wait. It was way worth the wait from even the old one, which still has a place in my heart because that was my childhood fear. And now I look back at it and I'm like, that wasn't so scary, but I was afraid of it. It was creepy. I mean, not just because I was a kid and it's a clown coming to attack kids and kill them, and I'm seeing all this, but because in a way I can watch that and still get creeped out in a different way. It still may not jump scare as well. It may not do this, that, or the other thing as well, but it really still shows a creep factor that just gets to me a little bit. And I just wanted to, tell you guys about it. Not the old one, but the new one. Because I feel like if there's a little bit of a confirmation on it, you might know that you might be able to determine for yourself that, like, if it was worth the wait or not. But I believe that they did 10 times better of a job with this movie than I could have ever imagined. I went in with a little bit of high expectations for this one. With the first one, I was open-minded about, unsure of how they were going to start it off, unsure of how the story was going to go. But I definitely found that it was, that I set up this high expectation, going, okay, well, the first movie was really good. It had this and that and the other thing, but I'd like to see a little bit more of this. I want to see where this is going because I've heard and read, like in different various videos or articles that of what was going to happen, and and there are some things in the book that's that I guess happened, and the way they portrayed it was fantastic. Another thing, this has been bothering me a little bit. So, I mean, this is kind of a useless fact, but I just thought you guys should know about it, is that for all of you that don't know, Georgie's galoshes are not actually green. Yes, they are for the movie. Yes, they are on the cover of the book because the movie, but his galoshes in the book are even said to be red. I don't know why that was slightly bothering me. I guess I just want more people to know about that fact. But there are some Easter eggs. There was one thing I noticed that, and this isn't really a spoiler alert, it's just a little Easter egg. With the funhouse scene, which we all, if you've seen the trailer, we all know what the, what happens in the funhouse. With that, I paid attention to one small fact, and that is when he went into the funhouse, it looked a certain way. The entrance looked a certain way. However, when Bill, and I'm talking about Bill, sorry, but when Bill came out of that funhouse, it ended up being a different entrance completely, and I feel like that might have been something to kind of see if people noticed, as well as the fact of like I watched a video and there's one part where it's like, is Derry a ghost town? But there's one thing that I noticed at really thinking about, what that was like, and part of that was that it seems like the town is dead and it's a ghost town, and everyone's just gone. But in all reality, the one question I have, because I saw that there were people at the same bandstand park area as, like where the first, where the lumberjack was and everything, the statue and everything where there was a clown on stage and Richie reveals he's afraid of clowns. There were people in the background still. I mean, it could be creating all the people, but I believe that they're still kind of under the concept of the first movie where they're under a spell of some sort. They don't know what's going on, and nobody ever looked into things like that. They just knew kids went missing there. So overall, I had some thoughts on my mind. I wanted to share them with you guys. I'm sure there's a lot more. There's many things I could tell you that other videos might have shortly told you. And I'm sorry this video was so long, but I just wanted to just express myself a little bit with that, because with me just seeing it tonight, that's all I can think about right now. I mean, I got this tonight, which has, that on it, has this with the knee bolt house right there, and it's more of like a cartoony artwork. And then you turn it around and there's this. This part, I don't remember what this is from, but it's still really cool. I think this is all based off of the first movie too. This is from when he was waving the arm. As you can see, he's holding the right arm, which I'm going to include right here. When he's holding that right arm, the messed up part is the right arm is the arm that Georgie tried to reach in and grab the boat with and got his arm bit off. I believe it might have been a right arm or a left arm. Let me double check on this. So, hold on a second. Yeah, it's a right arm. And I believe that's the one that Georgie lost is the right arm. Let me check the book here. No, it doesn't really show it, I don't believe. But anyways, I believe that's the right arm. And I never noticed this either. But if you look closely, it's got that yellow jacket look right there. And Mike is the one who ends up spotting it with that arm. So I'm wondering if that's maybe like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if it's maybe like an Easter egg to where it's like a foreshadowing, like even though he's going to meet Bill, it's just more of a like prominent, or yeah, prominent. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but it's more of a definite thing with that, kind of like a little Easter egg hint towards it. There's this part right there, which is cool, and then there's this where he's hiding behind the balloons, which is really nice. I really enjoyed this hat. I've been debating on getting it a few times, but with It Chapter 2, I had to have my merchandise. A while ago, I got this where it said, "What we tried to leave in the past didn't stay there. Sometimes it comes back." And I found out that's actually a quote Mike actually says in the movie as an adult, and except for when he ends it, instead of saying "sometimes it comes back," it's "sometimes it comes back for you." And I don't know, it's amazing. And I got this. It comes with a collectible sticker, but I took the sticker off. Pennywise, and it says, "What are you afraid of?" So yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else I could say. If you guys really want me to do a more edited and or more spoiler alert type video, I can tell you a lot of things that I know. about it, but I just wanted to share that it is pretty much definitely worth it to see this movie, and I definitely recommend you guys go and see it. I'm not sponsored by anything. I'm not recommending it for ticket sales. I'm recommending it because I went in with higher expectations than I really paid attention to or expected, and ended up coming out completely satisfied with everything I watched. And it was just really crazy and really good, and it's been a nice journey. And in all honesty, I hope that Bill Skarsgård, with everything that he's talked about in his interviews, about after the movie, hopefully he gets some serenity and peace within himself. After playing such a demonic, crazy, psychotic, sinister, animalistic character like Pennywise, the way he did. But he was perfect for the role, kind of like Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool. And it was phenomenal. So, with that being said, this video is already 21 minutes long, and yeah, I'm gonna end it there. So, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more. And I'll see you guys in the next one.